today we are going to be talking about telling time to the half hour. Now you can see on my clock here that they are all colored a different color. Now this is to help you see which room the hour hand is in. Remember, the hour hand is our shorter hand, and then we have our minute hand, which is longer. So for doing times to the half hour, the minute hand will be on the 6th, okay? Earlier we did all times that were to the hour, okay, which would mean that our minute hand is at the 12. Now we're moving to the minute hand being at the 6. It gets tricky to figure out this time because we have to figure out which number to put for our hour. Do we put 3 or do we put 4? Because it's right in between those numbers, and this can be really tricky. So what we teach the kids is that each of these numbers around our clock has their very own room, okay? So we have 12's room, 1's, 2's, 3's, 4's, 5's, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. So depending on which room you're in, that is the number you would put down. And in order to get into that number's room, you have to go through that number. So if we're looking at this time here, we're in this red area here, and we know that this is the 3's room because we have yet to get into the 4. In order to get into the 4's room, we'd have to go past the 4, okay? So this is how we teach the kids how to determine which of these numbers to put. So we're gonna do a couple examples. So I'm gonna change my clock. Let's put it here, okay? So now we have our hour hand in this green area here, and we need to decide, do we put 7 or do we put 8? We know that when we write time, we have 2 spaces we need to fill out. The first spot is where we put the hour, and then the second spot is where we put our minutes. Now looking at our clock here, we have our minute hand on the 30. So we're gonna have 30 for our minutes, okay? Now we need to determine the hour. So looking up here, do we put 7 or do we put 8? Have we gone past the 8 yet to get into his room? We haven't gotten into his room yet, so we have to put 7. So looking at this clock, for our answer, we would write 7:30. Let's try another one. I'm gonna move my time. Let's try this one. So our minutes will stay the same. So I'm not gonna change that on my whiteboard because it's still at 30. So that's gonna stay. But now I need to figure out what to put for my hour, okay? So my choices would be between 10 and 11 because my hour hand is right between those two numbers. So have I gotten into 11's room yet, or am I still located into 10's? For this one, I have not yet gotten to 11. That will be 11. So for this time right here, I would put 10. So if I were going to write this time, it would say 10:30. Let's try one more example together before you guys try some on your own. Here we go. So we are still at our 30. Remember, the minute hand is at the 6, so it's at a 30. Then we need to determine, do we put 2 or are we going to put 3? Which room did we enter last, okay? Have we gone through the 3 yet? Not quite. Have we gone through the 2? So we are in 2's room. So this time we'll say 2:30. Now in your Google quiz today, you are going to have all clocks that are at the 30. Your job is just to figure out whose room that hour hand is in, okay? Remember, it has to go through that number to get into his room. So whatever number it went through last is the one you are going to pick.